Next, we're going to go through an example of creating a Pulsar instance and a Pulsar cluster using snctl. This is, of course, assuming you've already created your cloud connection and cloud environment. You can always get more information about the create Pulsar instance or create Pulsar cluster command by doing an snctl create Pulsar instance -help or -h, excuse me, or the double -help. And this will give you the list of the available fields as well as the examples of the commands. I'm going to create or paste in my final command so that we can take a look at it here. Doing snctl create Pulsar instance, I'm going to create an instance called my test instance. And just like if you watch the Terraform video, I'm going to specify the availability mode. And then here, the pool, if you use Terraform, it was the pool namespace and the pool name were two separate fields. Here, the pool is the pool namespace, which is your org / test cloud connection. That's your cloud connection, not your cloud environment. And then this is namespaced to your StreamNative org. This takes just a second or two to create. If you went over to the UI, you'd be able to see that it got created. Next, we're going to then do the Pulsar cluster. Again, you can get help information by doing snctl create Pulsar cluster -h. And you'll see that a lot of these fields are the same as what you saw in Terraform. I'm going to go ahead and paste in my final command. It's snctl create Pulsar cluster. I'm going to create a cluster called my test cluster inside of the instance that I had just created called my test instance. I'm going to use 0.5 compute unit and 0.5 storage unit and a location of USEs 2. I'm going to have 3 bookie replicas, 2 broker replicas, and then this is namespaced to my StreamNative org. What I haven't shown here is the more detailed configuration, which would be the config directory. I'm going to put more information about how to use the config directory down in the description of the video. But if I execute this, it'll start creating the Pulsar cluster in the instance that I had just created. Let's give this a few minutes and then I'll show in the UI that the Pulsar cluster has been created. After waiting a few minutes for the Pulsar cluster to come up, if I go into the UI, I can see my instance. When I click on that, you may have to then go up here and do my test cluster. I can go to Pulsar clusters, go to details, get the endpoints of the Pulsar cluster that was deployed into my BYOC cloud provider or my AWS.